Serving up something sweet, here is the Sports Scoop. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the NBA playoffs West Side predictions. I'm only doing the upper bracket part with the Dallas Mavericks because I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan and they are the local team. So who I think will make the official bracket, also known as the winner of the play-in, I think it could be the Sacramento Kings because they have a stacked lineup. De'Aaron Fox has been playing really good this year. I don't think the Warriors will make it, or the Lakers, because honestly, Anthony Davis is very injury prone. He's not as good as he used to be. And after he came back from those injuries, he just hasn't been the same. I also don't think Pelicans will go very far or win the play-in because Zion Williamson is kind of washed, which washed means like they're just not as good as they used to be. The Kings also have center Domantas Sabonis. He is a great center because he has the ability to shoot the ball, and he's also a great defensive player. Now, most centers, you think of Shaq, dominant in the paint, passing, and all that. I mean, Domantas Sabonis can do that, but he can also kind of play forward, which is where his shooting comes in. And his shooting ability has been very good for the Kings recently. And then the Thunder is the number one seed in the West. They're really good. They got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and then they have a lot of young players on that roster. I can't really name too many veterans because like all of them are young. They're all good young players, which is great for the franchise because if you have veterans, they would age out eventually and start to retire. But these young bucks are going to be in there for a long time. So whoever plays the Thunder is in for a great game because the Thunder is ready, man. I mean, they got a chip on their shoulder. They're underdogs, actually, even though they're number one seed. But people didn't expect them to be number one, and they think they're going to be number one exits. Now, for the Clippers versus Mavericks, Clippers have a great super team. They got James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George. Kawhi Leonard's defensibility is great. James Harden is amazing on offense. Like, his scoring capabilities are great, but he cannot play defense. So I really think the Mavs could win just by going at James Harden. Because once you go at him, he kind of gets scared, and he tends to foul more than the other teams, and he just lacks that defensive ability for clutch time. Now, Paul George, he's what we like to call all-around player because he could play defense and offense. He's a great shooter, don't get me wrong, but his slashing ability is amazing. And slashing is basically finishing at the rim, so like dunks, layups, or scoring with contact. That's pretty much what he's been known for his whole career. But he's just kind of old, man. I mean, he's not going to go as far as people think. Now for the Mavericks. Man, the Mavericks, I mean, where can I start? Luka Doncic is great. His ability to pass the rock and shoot is phenomenal. I mean, he has to be MVP this year. If he's not MVP, then I don't know what's wrong because he's MVP playing like all year round. And even when he was playing overseas basketball, he would dominate over there. And people say overseas is harder than the NBA. And he averages 30 plus. And then paired with Kyrie Irving is a great point guard, man. He has the best handles in the league right now. I don't see anybody going as far in their career as Kyrie Irving has. And then Kyrie, my favorite move from him is the crossover and the pull-up. Once you compare those two, automatic 2 points. Like, he just doesn't miss doing that combo. He pretty much, like, revolutionized basketball by doing that move. So my winners for those games is the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Dallas Mavericks. I think they will play in the Western Conference semifinal because the Thunder is better than the Pelicans, Lakers, Kings, and even Warriors. Some people might say that's a hot take, but they're just too good, man. And then the Clippers, they just can't compare to the Mavericks because their stars are good, but they're a little bit older. And Luka Doncic is still young. And Kyrie, his ability to finish at the rim above those guys is great. So I think they're going to the Western Conference semifinal for that reason. But of course, I have the Dallas Mavericks winning the semifinal. I mean, come on, Dallas fan here. But no, for real. Luka Doncic, he beat the Clippers so many times before in the playoffs. Once he goes against the Clippers, it's like it unlocks a new mode in him because he just starts going off, hitting 3 for 3, hitting 2 for 2, dunking on everyone. That's like his Luka mode. That's what I like to call it. but I have the Mavericks winning in 6 to the Thunder, advancing to the Western Conference Finals. Because once again, the Clippers are a great team. They will put some competition, but they won't come out with the win. Thank you for listening, and that was your Sports Scoop hosted by Peter Liao.